Welcome back to Lackluster Gaming, the show for those who love to game but know they're mediocre at best.
And today,
we're going to be checking out
the Goblin Gang.
The Goblin Gang. But first I want to address yesterday. I haven't responded to any of the comments made on the videos. I will get to them. It's just been extraordinarily busy for me, and today will not contain any shoutouts. I'll save them all for Monday's video. What are we doing tomorrow, Tyler?
Try not to cringe.
A try not to cringe challenge. Before we get into the video, I want to draw your attention to the Supercell forums. That's where I personally post all of my videos and get a little bit of a spotlight from Supercell. If you go to their main page, you'll notice that there's an area called General Discussion, which is a lot of fun to participate in. There's a strategy and deck building guide, and also the YouTubers Corner, which is probably the most important part. Now when you jump up into there, you can see there's a post by me, 1,000 subs in less than 2 months. That was way back in the day, but they only allow you to have one thread open, and that's where I post all my videos. And as you can see, Supercell has recognized me as a content creator, which is a big blessing. However, I want to introduce you guys to B-Millie3, at least I think that's how you say it. As you can see on screen, he's extremely active and an invaluable participant in the Supercell forums, specifically for Clash Royale. He's usually always on there, he'll always respond to you, so if you have any technical questions or anything specific regarding Clash Royale, go ahead and shoot him a question on the forum post. I'll leave a link down below.
Let's see the text.
So on Friday, the Goblin Gang was released, so we're gonna pop open a couple chests and then we're gonna swipe on over and buy the 100 gem pack and upgrade our Goblin Gang to a level 8, which it's a common card, so it's almost tournament standard, and I like that Supercell gives you this option so you're not spending weeks upon weeks trying to get your Goblin Gang or your new card, whatever it may be, up to tournament standard. So there we go, boom. All those cards, 400 of them, just a little bit of gold. I had to spend a little bit of gems just to get it up to level 8, but there it is. And I'm going to place the Goblin Gang up into this deck right here. It's this Goblin Mirror Barrel Goblin Horde thing. And what we're doing is we're going to replace the Skarmy with the Goblin Gang. Now I know that the Skarmy has a much higher DPS, which is damage per second, than the Goblin Gang, and they're both the same amount of elixir. However, I think that that's it kind of sucks in a way, in that it kind of makes the Skarmy even more valuable, but realistically the Goblin Gang might be more worth it because of the air targeting troops, which is why I think it's a pretty decent card. Now, yesterday we hosted a tournament, as we do every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday night, and part of the deal was you have to use a deck with the Goblin Barrel, with the Goblin Gang. That's crazy, right? Now, if you were to take first, second, or third place using the Goblin Gang, the entire tournament in your deck, you could change your deck if you needed to, but you had to have the Goblin Gang in it. If you took first, second, or third place, you win a $10 gift card, whether it be iTunes, Google Play, doesn't matter, whatever you actually use. But Cody23, an actual member of LackLuster YT, number one, the main clan, actually did this, and I stopped mid-game just to watch him, and we spectated his matches throughout half of the tournament to ensure that he continued to use the Goblin Gang, and he did very well. He almost took first place, he took second place, but the first place winner and the third place winner did not use a Goblin Gang, so they are out of the winnings for the $10 gift card. So congratulations, Cody23, you did win the $10 gift card. I know where to find you, and I'll be getting that to you very shortly. Now here we go. This deck right here is, it's pretty powerful, right? Marcel P released a deck, either this deck or a deck extremely similar to this, very recently. And I actually found this version of the deck without the Goblin Gang on the leaderboard in the top 10 currently. So over 5,000 trophies with this deck, but utilizing the Skarmy instead of the Goblin Gang. So all we did basically is we took that deck, we placed in the Goblin Gang, and as you can see here, mirrored Goblin Gang on a King Tower, especially if you drop something as large as the P.E.K.K.A. with no elixir to defend, just ruins a tower. Look how fast it takes it down. I mean, almost as fast as a Skarmy if left undefended. So pretty impressive. I think that one of the defining characteristics that makes this card a little bit better than the Skarmy, other than the fact that the DPS, we know that the Skarmy's DPS is higher. So, right? So automatically it looks like maybe the Skarmy sucks. But Skarmy does target troops in the air. I'm sorry, Goblin Gang targets troops in the air. And the stab goblins, they actually take 2 shots to take out. So it makes it kind of worthwhile. If they were able to get one-shotted or just completely zapped out, then it kind of wouldn't be worth it. But because they do take 2 shots to take out, it allows you to get more DPS over time, especially if you swarm them with the mirror card. So really interesting deck. Here we go. We're getting rushed with the Elite Barbarians. That's easily countered with the Minion Horde. Of course, we're going to take a little bit of damage, but while we got the Minion Horde out and he just uses Zap, we're going to throw the Goblin Barrel. He puts his Skarmy on the opposite side. Best place to counter a Goblin Barrel with the Skarmy is to place your Skarmy in the back of the tower so that it moves forward and surrounds your tower. So don't use on the sides unless you know for a fact that the Goblin Barrel has landed or is going to land right there. So now we've let the elixir reset. We got to 10. We're going to place down a furnace. This guy's got a furnace as well, and his furnace is actually going to take out my furnace. So I end up placing another furnace in the back, but unfortunately, one Fire Spirit was still able to make it all the way to my furnace and chipped it away, and then this guy fireballed me, right? So I'm going to return the favor, send in another fireball, take out half of his furnace, and here we go with an Inferno Tower to pull that Hog Rider. 2 Fire Spirits to help take it out. We're going to log the Musketeer, and then we're going to tank the rest of the damage from that Musketeer, because we're already losing that tower, and at this point in the game with this deck, being the second time I've ever played with it, I kind of had the feeling I was going to lose this one, especially to a Hog Rider, somebody using a Hog Rider and the Elite Barbarians. That Furnace placement was actually a misplay, but turned out really good on my behalf. This guy got an extremely valuable fireball on me. He knocked out not only my Goblin Gang, but my Minion Horde. So 9 elixir just down the drain, plus he did damage to the furnace. So it's a really good player. He's trying to space out his furnace now so my fireball won't hit it. But I'm going to mirror fireball this guy, and I'm going to put down my Inferno Tower to defend against this Elite Barbarian. Unfortunately, the Goblin Gang is actually really susceptible to those Fire Spirits, and they get taken out rather quickly because they don't spread out as much as you would like to. I get an extremely valuable fireball right there, taking out not only his furnace but his Musketeer and doing damage on the tower. I accidentally placed my furnace going in the opposite direction. Luckily, they're drawn back by that horribly placed Skarmy. My Goblin Gang gets wiped out by some Fire Spirits, except for the Spear Goblins, which start working on those other Fire Spirits. And now we're kind of at a stalemate. This guy's going to start rushing with these heavy cards like these Elite Barbarians. We know a Hog Rider's coming soon, so I'm going to keep a Furnace up. I want a building up at all times to ensure that I don't get taken out right away. Now, this guy placed really kind of, I don't know, a last minute furnace right as I was throwing the Goblin Barrel, took out my Goblin Barrel, but put him in a bad position with those Fire Spirits, as I was able to fireball both of them out and rendering them useless, except for the one which just gave us these last 2 Fire Spirits that are on screen. I've got an Inferno Tower on screen, which is great. He's not going to be able to get past it. Realistically, all I need is a mirrored fireball, which there's the first one, waiting on the second one, and a log, and it will be game. And I hate to spell people out, but realistically, sometimes you just gotta do it, especially when your deck is completely overwhelmed by cards like the Hog or Elite Barbarians. It's just the way it is sometimes. Spelling people out isn't always the worst thing in the world. I know a ton of people tell me I have no skill for doing it, but hey, I'm winning, right? So if you do it, and do it well. That's all I'm saying. So let's get into this last match. This guy has got a pump down, right? So this is kind of curious now. I'm a little bit interested at what this guy's doing. I'm waiting. My elixir gets to 10. I was waiting with that fireball to see if he would place anything in the pocket, right where that fireball would have hit, so I could get some added value. If the archers were placed on the inside of that, of the structures, then I would have been able to take them out and get 3 elixir out of that fireball. So pretty decent, even though we didn't get it. Now let's see. We've got a witch, which is horrible because, you know, we've got this Inferno Tower and we need to take out this this golem. And there we go. He zaps the Inferno Tower, but we're still able to take it out without taking hardly any damage. The only damage that he got to our tower was the death damage from that golem, and we get a well-placed goblin barrel and minion combo on his tower. We're going to mirror the goblin barrel, get it in there. He's got his archers, which is a good defense for it, but now we've got his tower down less than 900 hit points, so we're doing pretty good. We're going to fireball right there, take out those archers, further taking down his HP on that tower, and he's going to place his elixir collector. So I knew he was going to place it on that side. That's why I didn't worry about throwing that fireball in that time, because you never want to place an elixir collector behind a tower that your opponent is targeting. So we're going in hard with the Goblin Gang and the fire spirits, but he places down the golem to defend. He zaps all of it out, which kind of sucks because right now my Goblin Gang can be completely zapped out as it's not at tournament standards. We're gonna place our Inferno Tower. He's coming in with minions. We're gonna put down our minion horde in the back so that the death damage doesn't do as much damage to it, and we pretty easily shut down that entire push. We're breaking him down slowly, but golem decks are like that. They usually take a lot of damage in the beginning of the match and then slowly come back and just completely demolish their opponent once you have the elixir collector and double elixir to your advantage. Plus, this guy has a hog rider on a golem deck, which is pretty interesting if I do say so myself, but we're doing pretty good. The fireball right there, extremely valuable. Goblin Gang in the back to help take out those golemites, where he just dropped a golem, so we're gonna send in goblin barrel after goblin barrel to the back just to get some chip damage. We're gonna throw a log as well, and boom, we got him down to 3 HP, so we're just a fireball away, and that is game for us. He did really well. He almost took us down that last push. If I hadn't taken him out, he would have overran us for sure. So what do you say, Tyler? Are you bored? We're gonna let Tyler off the hook. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you. Peace out. Doesn't like standing there. I think he wants to play.